So the first thing are bobber stops. These are from Phil. They come with the bead and they come with the bobber stop itself. I like these. They're always available wherever you want to go, whether it's a big box store, online retailer, your mom and pop tackle shop will probably have these. These are good. The next thing are floats. Now these are the mule fishing peg floats, and they do have a slot through them, but they also have a hole in the peg where you can pass your line through them. These are the slip floats that I like to use. They're not huge. They're very visible. You can use them in almost any application, but you can use whatever slip float you like to use. And then of course, hooks of your choice. I'm gonna use some mule jigs for mine, but you can use anything from like an Aberdeen hook, a bait hook, what have you. Okay, so the first step is going to be putting your bobber stop onto your line. So what you're gonna need is one of these bobber stops here. And then from that same pack, you're also going to need one of these beads. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your bobber stop, and there's a hole right through that tube, right in there that you can see. This is a 4-pound test fishing line, so it might be a little hard to see, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your line, you're gonna put it right through that black tube right in there. You're gonna slide that through a good amount so that it doesn't slip out. And then super easy, these things are so easy to put on, this is why I like to use them. You're just going to push the thread off of the black tube in any direction. You're gonna take the black tube away, and then you're going to slowly pull and tighten, and it's gonna form your knot on that line. Now what I like to do is wet my line so that you can really cinch it down, and that is going to be what stops your bobber from going higher. You're gonna wanna trim these off as close as possible, and they're super easy to trim just like that. If you have some sharp cutting tools, this is just the little scissors that come on my Gerber armbar multi-tool that I like to use. But just like that, you trim those away, and there you go. So now we're gonna grab the end of our line, and we're gonna grab our bead, and you're gonna put your line right through that little hole right there. And that bead is what's going to stop your float from moving higher than you want it to. So the next step is going to be to add your float, and you're gonna put it right through that hole right in there. Make sure you feed it in the right way so that your float is facing the right direction, just like that. That's the look you want there. So the next thing you're gonna wanna do is you grab your hook to secure that bobber and that bobber stop in place. Now I'm gonna use a mule jig. I want that smaller hook. This is a 1/80th ounce mule jig. Now I'm just gonna use a Pitson knot to secure it. That's my favorite knot to use. So now that my hook is on, the float is not gonna slide off the line. I can let it dangle and I don't have to worry about it falling. And also now that the bobber stop is in place, I don't have to worry about my float going anywhere. It's gonna stop right there. And just like that, that is how you set up a slip float.